Good morning, buddy. Hi, good morning. Did you enjoy your treat? Yeah. Yeah. Cat butt. Hello, honey. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you're happy, huh? Yeah? Look at all that hair. I have to clean that. But look at that face. Look at you. My Eleanor. Yeah. My baby girl. Good morning, honey. Oh, right in the ear. Right in the ear. I got your ear. Good morning, honey. Yeah. I know you're tired of seeing Eleanor, right? Cat butt. Look at my babies. I swear this whole video is not going to be about my cats. But come on. Hey, buddy. Hi, Eleanor. Yeah. And there's some of my new cats down there. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven, and you can see Buddy's little face. Hello. Look up. Oh, how handsome he is. Do you want to get down? Cat hair everywhere. I don't care. It's called kitty glitter for a reason. So today is October 1st. I'm going to do my best to try and do Vlogtober. Now I do Vlogmas every year, and that's a video every single day of the month. I do Vlogmas, and at the end of the month, I am exhausted, but I also feel almost spiritual after that whole month, because every day I'm trying to capture a little glimpse of my day, something I think is important, something positive, interesting, and it forces me to look up and look at the world and experience things where sometimes I find myself looking at the ground as I walk, you know, and at the end of the month I find it so satisfying. So I'm going to try Vlogtober this year. I can't promise I'm going to do something every day. I'm going to try. But I'm gonna try, but I may fail. But so today I'm gonna do a Goodwill haul. Now this is a lot of things. I have a ton of stuff, so settle in. This could be long. I have a ton of stuff that I've purchased over the last. How long has it been since I've done a Goodwill haul? Like 2 months? It's been a while. So this is a pile of things. There's a couple odds and ends that are in the garage I didn't grab, but this is a wide assortment of stuff that I've purchased from Goodwill. I'm going to list most of it. So I'm going to show you what I've purchased in no particular order, so it's going to be totally random. If I remember what I paid for it or what I think I might list it for, I'll let you know. But I'm going to try and make this less long and painful as it could be. So first off, one of the things you may have seen or glimpsed in my living room in a video or two is this piece of pottery. Ugh. It's like the size of a watermelon. It's a vase that I purchased at Goodwill. It was $12. Isn't that the coolest glaze? And if you look, it's hard to see in this light, but when the light hits it from my window, there are all sorts of purples and aubergines and indigos and all sorts of colors and little micro crystals that shimmer on the inside. And it's a really good sized piece of pottery, as you can see. It was $12, and it fits beautifully with some other pieces of pottery I have on my living room table. I just couldn't resist it. I could not resist it. While we're talking about blues, there's a ton of stuff, and I do apologize. This could be fairly long. These are 5 tiles that are, now if you know one of my subscribers, his name is Delft Blue. Ta-da! Look familiar? They are tiles made in Delft, Delft Blue. They're Delft Blauw, hand painted in Holland. This is a Rembrandt image This, I think, is an image of the hunt. I'm not quite sure. This one, I don't like at all. This one, pretty traditional. It's Holland, and I don't know what's going on here, but all 5 of these tiles I got for $2.99 in one little bundle, and I've seen them listed. Some of these are listed from like $10, $15 to $25 a piece. So I paid $2.99. I should make a fair profit off that. This is something I'm going to keep for myself. Now, this to me is kind of circa 1984, something like that. It's a glass. It's very delicate. It's very, very delicate. I'm not sure how it survived the sorting process at Goodwill, but it's a glass oil lamp. Now you fill it from the back, see that? And it's that little lamp is suspended inside this glass, what is that, rhomboid? I don't know what shape that is. It was, I think this was $12. I just thought it was so pretty, and it'll do nicely on my mantle up on top in the fall. I think that'd be really, really pretty. I could not resist it, and that's going to be for me. Something I have a hard time resisting as well is a company called Longaberger. I'm really fond of their pottery. I have a huge mixing bowl set that I might keep, I might list, but Longaberger is better known for their baskets. This is a prime example of one of their baskets. It's marked, and it's also signed and dated. This piece was made in 2002, so this is, 20 years old, the year of when I got sober, of all times. But it's a tissue holder, so you put your small box of tissue in there, and this wooden piece up on top, which is also marked. And this was probably $3. This was probably $3. And I just think it's kind of cool. I might sell it because this is fairly collectible, but it also is kind of falling into my decor in the house. Don't look behind me. This isn't like decor. That's just like storage. But my place is kind of turning into like a late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe. I'm not sure what's happening, but I like it. This is also a piece of Longaberger. I have to take the tag off. I'm probably going to keep this piece because I really like it in my kitchen. But it's a little basket, also labeled, and this was made in 2001 with this leather. It's a real leather hanging hook, and this hanging off a hook in my kitchen holding utensils and stuff is really quite cool. It's got a little plastic protector in there. I might sell it because it's so shippable. It's so easy to ship, and I think I could probably get a fair amount of money. I paid $4 for it. This is originally a vendor's tag from like an antique mall or something, and they had it listed for $30. So I might sell it. This is a piece I picked up on a whim. I have all these things strewn around me like I'm a Christmas tree surrounded by presents. This is a tray that I'm certainly not going to keep. I'm going to sell this. And it says, but I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, happy Christmas to all and to all good night. This is by a company called Noble Excellence. 'Twas the night before Christmas serving tray. It was $3.99, and then it was half off. I wasn't going to buy it because look at it, but I just had a moment and I looked it up on terms of sold comps on eBay, and this piece sells for like $45 to $70. Why? I don't know, but it has sold for those prices in the last couple months, so I bought it. I'm going to resell it. Also perfect for shipping. Really, really easy to ship out. This is something I'm probably going to end up keeping. I think it's by a company called Anchor Hocking, and this is kind of in keeping with the style and the aesthetic that I kind of find myself leaning towards naturally. It's like late 70s, early 80s, and I just find it to be like warm and charming. I don't know what the hell I'll do with it, but it's not really that valuable. If you're into this, I think it's by Anchor Hocking, but I just thought it was very pretty. And I'll keep it. It'll end up in the garage for a while until I figure out what to do with it, but I couldn't not buy it. This is a piece I'm probably going to sell. It's by, do you remember this? If you're my age or older, you'll remember everything was brass. And this is by DeWatt. You can see the signature there. Very well known for doing things like this in brass with pieces of marble, with seagulls, all sorts of types of ships. I've never seen a catamaran though, so we'll see if it sells. I don't know. I did pay up for this. I paid $9 for this, which is a lot of money for me to spend at Goodwill. This is, I told you, things are random. This is a 2 Demitas cups. It's like espresso cups from Starbucks, but it's Jakarta in Indonesia, which apparently are not that common. And the fact that they're in their packaging, I think I could make some money off these. I think I paid $1.99. So we'll see what happens to those. This is a little bank by a company called Lefton. I love old things, but I'm not going to keep this. This I'll sell. I don't know what I'll get for it, but I'll sell it. Lefton did this little shoe. It still has its little label on the bottom. It still has its little stopper because it's a bank. And it's got these little puppies that they interchanged with kittens. So they've made the same boot in different colors with kittens or puppies. And they would just apply the puppy or the animal. I wish I'd found the kitten because I would have loved that for myself. But I thought it was very sweet. I think it was $4. I don't know what I'll sell it for, but I'll list it on eBay for something. Something that has been collectible and that's probably waning in its collectability because people probably have enough of it is this. What is this, Stephen? It's an ugly green glass candy dish. Well, yes, kind of. But it's also something called uranium glass. Black light. Now, can you see where it's lighting up? It's hard to see in the light here, but the glass was made with uranium. That's radioactive, Stephen. Yeah, it is. It's uranium salts that they used. Now, when they were making it, it was very toxic because that's in the air. Here, it's inert. It's in the glass. And apparently, it is radioactive, but it is no more dangerous than having a television set, apparently, in your house. This is also a piece of uranium glass, closer to what's called Vaseline glass, because this was originally, surprise, surprise, the original color of Vaseline. Oh. But it also fluoresces, as you can see. It's hard to see in this light, but in the dark, this poof, lights up like a 4th of July firework. This is another little shoe by Fenton. They're both by Fenton, by the way. This one, you can see it lights up a little bit more, but it is really super collectible. I paid $6 a piece. Yes, buddy, I know. You don't want to see these things on the floor. This is a glass. It's by, who made this? Wait, hold on, let me think. I remember. Fostoria made these. This is a Fostoria heritage drinking glass or water goblet. Now I paid, that says $2, $1.99. It was half off. I have 6. I might have 8. I have 6 or 8, I forget. But I just for kicks looked this up recently on recent solds on eBay. Some fool paid $75 for one of these glasses. Blink, blink. Most often they sell for $10, $15 a piece. But, you know, if I can get 20, whatever, I'll try to get what I can. But it is a soft, like rose quartz color, and they're very substantial and solid. There's no chips, no cracks. I have 6 or I have 8 of these. I forget how many I have. But I thought that was a great little find. This is a piece of art glass from Scandinavia. I don't know quite where it's made. I recognize the glass and how thick it is and the form and its edges. I recognize it from a vendor. I can't think of their name, but I could not resist this. It was like $4. It made me think of a poinsettia for some, and you can probably see why, but the color is that of recycled glass. It's got that sort of pale seafoam. I'm not quite sure what color it is, but I just could not resist this bowl. The edges of it just make me want to take a bite out of it, like it's a piece of rock candy or something. I just thought it was delicious. If you recognize this by any chance, I don't know why you would,
please let me know what you know about it. But I want to do some research. It's such a beautifully crafted piece. Like the edges are thick and rounded. It's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. So I do want to sell it eventually, but this is something I could see myself keeping for a little while. This is, what am I going to show you next? This is a piece that totally fits in with that aesthetic I was telling you about, late 70s, early 80s. This was made in England. It's a little glass jar. It's sealed up on top, you can see. And inside, I thought there were artificial flowers, but they're real flowers. Heliobore, that's the flower name I was trying to think of. There's a heliobore in the middle here, which is faded. They're more commonly known as a Christmas rose. There's snowdrops, and there are little miniature narcissus or narcissi inside there with a piece of fern in there. And they're preserved. They're real flowers. This is sealed. And they're faded to this sort of pale apricot, which is sort of becoming a color in my house, which I really thought was pretty. And it's clearly vintage and aged. From inside, there's little like almost snowflakes of something on the inside, but I just thought that was so cool. And it couldn't have been $3 or $4. I don't remember exactly. Could not resist that. These are crystal coasters. There was a short time where my mother was pretending to be a human being, and she got involved in Princess House. Now, if you're older like me, you'll remember Princess House. It was sort of like a Tupperware party, where you don't know what I'm talking about if you're a kid either, but they would have these house parties with a catalog and occasional pieces that they would show where you could sell decorative items to your friends and family. Ta-da! But they're crystal coasters by Princess House. You can see the label right there. I thought they were so pretty. I don't think I'll keep them because it's not my aesthetic, but coasters apparently sell on eBay. I don't know what I'm going to list these for, but they're super vintage, and I think these are I think they'll sell. I think they'll do well. This is a little kitten figurine. I promised myself I wasn't going to have a house full of cat figurines. I'm kind of failing. Please do not send me cat figurines. I love you, but please don't. If I buy something, it's because I loved it. Just don't send me cats. Don't send me more cat stuff. But I just love the playfulness of this little figurine. I just thought it was very sweet. It's not very well painted, but I just love the spirit of it. Look at the one cat trying to paw at the other face. I thought it was sweet. There is something, a glassware company. I think it was called Federal. I'm not quite sure who made Candlewick, but there was a pattern called Candlewick. My grandmother's china, the fine stuff, or the dishware, the fine stuff, we weren't allowed to touch or use. It was only to be seen in a glass cabinet. Was a pattern called Candlewick. Anyone else remember it? Does that look familiar? Yeah, Candlewick. It is clear glass with these little glass beads as one of the main features. I have 4 of these, and this is their champagne sherbet. So champagne, maybe not, right? But for sherbet, for like 1 scoop of sherbet or dessert or fruit or something in here would be lovely in serving. This, I forget what this is, maybe a juice glass, I don't know. Also could be used as a dessert glass as well. But I have 8 of these and 4 of these. They were $1 a piece. I could not buy them because I have so much nostalgia for Candlewick. I'm tempted to keep these. I don't know why, because what am I going to do with them? Serve cat food out of them? I don't know. But I have a bunch of those. I'll probably end up selling them. And because I have this nostalgic itch when I see Candlewick, if it's on sale for half off, I'll buy it. I found this little dish, little serving dish. I could put cat treats in this. My grandmother would roll in her grave, but it would be good for cat treats. And then I found this divided dish, which I really like a lot. It's got these 5 tabs, 5 sections for, olives, a crudité, little miniature gherkins or something. This would be really sweet. I'm probably going to end up listing this for sale. I don't know for how much, but Candlewick, again, in my family history, it used to be super fancy, but in the real world, it's almost worthless. There are some people who collect it, and you can find it on eBay. And lastly, in that candle wick, I found these. I got these for $9, and I love them. I would be tempted to keep them, but I believe they're candle wick. They might not be candle wick because the beads are a little different. So it might not actually be candle wick, or it could be the older candle wick and not the newest. I don't know, but it's got the beaded glass stem, and they're called compotes, which I think you're supposed to put a small dessert or something in the top of these. But I just thought they were so graceful and so elegant. For $9, I thought they would sell on eBay. So I'll have to look these up. But aren't they lovely? They're just lovely things. So I thought I'd get those and I'd sell them. This piece, I can't remember the name of the company who made it. It's no longer in business. This is from like 1945, 1950. It's a water pitcher, circa around the same time as Fiesta ware. I forget the name of the company. I'll have to do a little research on it, but I believe it's from the mid 40s, late 40s. Really interesting color, almost putty, puce, I think is what we used to call this in the 80s. Really, really neat. Not a chip, not a crack, no crazing, nothing at all. And so I'm going to list this. I probably won't get more than $20 or $25 for it, but this is really easy to ship out. So, and if it survived the sorting process at Goodwill, it's going to survive the mail. What else? I have a lot of stuff. I'm so sorry this video is so long, but who's shocked by that? Not me. So this is a vase that was made for Mikasa. Hello, could you get more 80s than this? This is made for Mikasa by an artist by the name of John Bergen. Now, he's got a ton of stuff listed and a ton of stuff sold with his name and design on eBay. And I just thought it was a really sweet vase. It's a really, really nicely formed piece. It was $4. I see this listed on eBay and as sold. I'm going to guess for 40 bucks, $40 to $65. I don't know who would have a whole set of china and that would include a vase, but maybe that's something that was done in the 80s. I don't know. But I found, the next day, I found the creamer and the covered sugar bowl. And that is the covered sugar, flawless condition. This was $4. This was $2 for the creamer. So I got those. So I don't know if I would list these all as a grouping or piece them out. But I also found the salt and pepper shakers with their stoppers. And those were $1.99 a piece. This is... Isn't it a crazy assortment of stuff? You find everything at Goodwill. I got a little more stuff to show you. This is an ornament by Hallmark. It's Princess Leia, and you can see I paid $3 for her. She is brand new in her tissue. This I could sell easily for $40. I paid $3. I could easily get $40 to $45 for her. And that has been sold. Like, people have sold that piece for that much. Remember I told you I was trying not to have a house full of cat things? Hello, it's a pillow. It's actually very useful in my big fancy green chair that I got at Goodwill. This fits right in the middle of my back, like a little bit of lumbar support. And it's just the funnest little pillow. Eleanor hates it because it looks like competition. But yeah, she hates this pillow, hates it. This, or these, I swear I have stuff piled around me. This is a pitcher with, I think it was described as being a milk pitcher for some reason. It's a piece, a Tanala piece. I believe it was $6. And there's a little figure. See below where it says Mexico, there's a little top of an animal right there. that is a symbol that Ken Edwards used to put on his pieces. Ken Edwards, I forget what decade it was, 60s, in the 60s, he moved to that area of Mexico and introduced a lead-free glaze. You didn't want a history lesson with your Goodwill haul, did you? But he introduced a clear lead-free glaze that made the pieces non-toxic, and that could actually be used, and then they became much more sellable and then collectible. So I found this pitcher that was $6, and I think it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful pitcher. No chips, no damage at all. And I found these 2 trays with in the same shop, and they're both, it's all hand done. And if you look at the bottom, I paid $2.99. Again, there's a little bird. That's actually a little bird head, the beak and the head and the little eye that my nails are filthy, that Ken Edwards is known for using as part of his signature. And so that makes it a little bit more desirable. I don't know what these would sell for. I have to do some research, but I'm going to list the trays potentially with the pitcher, because I think that would make a very useful set for like tapas. Maybe you could put sangria or something in the pitcher and have little tapas bits in the trays. I don't know. For someone who doesn't drink, I think of sangria all the time. I still love sangria. This is probably the most interesting thing that I found. It's called a cataplana. Cataplana? I think it's that. I think it's called a cataplana from Portugal. If anyone here is Portuguese, I didn't know this existed, but I was raised by Italians. It is a copper, and it's practically brand new. There's one dent right here, but it's hammered, so who would notice it really? But it's made in Portugal. It's copper. It is lined in something else because you don't want to cook particularly aesthetic things inside copper. It's not good for you. But it is a cooking device. You put it over a flame, like a gas flame. You'd open this up, put your food in there, close it up, and it would steam almost like a low level pressure cooker. And apparently it's a very traditional way of cooking a lot of Portuguese dishes. And so I picked it up because it was just pretty. It's just kind of cool looking. It makes me think of something I would see in Bewitched, you know, like a haunted cataplana floating through the room. But it was $9, and I couldn't resist it. Now I did a little looking at eBay. Now I've seen these listed for up to like $160 some odd dollars. I don't think I would get that for it, but you know, if I got 40, 50, 60 bucks for it, I paid $8. That's fine, and it's gonna be super easy to ship. It's fairly lightweight, but I thought it was just really interesting. Like, whoever heard of a cataplana? I never did. I did just watch a couple YouTubed a couple cooking videos of how they use them in Portugal, and it was really interesting, particularly used with seafood, and I don't eat a lot of seafood. This is something I found, I saw, I left behind, I saw, I left behind, I finally bought it, and hundreds of people must have looked at the same piece and walked right by it, because it's fairly common. It's a piece of milk glass, which is just like autumn leaves. They're just everywhere. Just very, very common. But I loved the form for some reason. It's got this hobnail texture on the outside. It was $6, but it was half off, so it was $3. And I thought for myself, if I used it in the holidays with a spray of greenery, maybe with some ornaments on the mantle. But they sell on eBay from anything from like $15 to $20, $25. So maybe I would sell this. If anything, I would just keep it for the occasional seasonal decoration. Yes, buddy, I know I'm ignoring you. This is a piece. I keep looking over to remind myself to show you that Kermit thing. This is something called a fog globe from Alcatraz. Now, I thought I saw this in the gift shop while I was on Alcatraz, but it is a fog globe, which is not like kind of like a snow globe, but inside it's got what looks like, oh, it's very glittery on camera. In person, it's more like smoke or fog, but that fog eventually settles down, and then you'll start to see the outline, and then you'll see the whole island of Alcatraz inside the snow globe. You can kind of see the top of the lighthouse right there. But it's called a fog globe. And I just thought, that is so pretty. I was tempted to buy one when I was on Alcatraz. For some reason, I remember them being like $25 or $30. But it was $8. I liked it enough as a little piece of memorabilia from my visit to Alcatraz. But I might sell it on eBay. I'm not quite sure. This is interesting. I almost didn't buy it because it's so big and kind of awkward that I'm not quite sure how I would ship this. Oh, it does have a little crack. But it's in good shape. This is by Hager. It's a big piece of sort of sculpture. Look at that. He's got a very nice back. By a company called Hager. And she's got a nicely layered haircut. It still has its label on the bottom from the company. So I bought it. It was labeled $14.99, half off. So it was like, what is that? Not even $8. So I picked it up. I do notice that there is a small crack right running down here. It's nothing that you can really see easily. So I might list it on eBay for sale, but because it was so affordable. There's one of these listed on eBay right now for $200. They're never going to get $200 for it, but I thought I would pick it up. At this price point, I couldn't really say no to it. There's a piece back here that is just ugly. But I love it. I don't know why I love it so much. It makes me think of the 40s and the 50s. This is something my grandmother would have loved. The color, that chartreuse with the faint rose kind of brushed over it. It's got this draped kind of feel to it. I loved it. It was $10. It's made by a company called West Coast Pottery, which is a group within the umbrella group of California pottery from the 40s, 30s through like the 70s. And I just thought that is just a remarkable piece. I love it. It also makes me think of a forced bulb coming up from a garden or something. I just love it. Right now on eBay, one is listed for $10. One is listed for $25. So I wouldn't make any money off this, so I'm just going to keep it for myself. I do love it. In the back, that's something because it's back here, I'll show it to you. This is a piece of Portuguese glass I bought when I was at Neiman Marcus. It's this big urn. It's got the remainder of my brother's paper airplanes, if you know that story. I have some of them framed, but I have the remainder in here. And this is a piece of pottery that I made a few months ago. I like the glaze. I think the glaze turned out well. The shape, not so much. I'm not so fond of the form. But right now, Claire, my cat Claire's ashes are inside here. So I just put her in here because I like the fact that she's in something I made myself. The lid. Oh yes, there's one more thing I want to show you. Hold on one sec. All right, two things. First, a beret. Now, I won't wear it right now because I'm like a mess, but I just love this hat. It's a little beret. It's a little French beret. And this is to cinch it. So if you want to have to make this part tighter, you could. I don't because my head's huge. But this kind of slouched off to the side with my beard and the right jacket with a cool little scarf would look so European. And I put it on and tried it on in the store, and I just felt very cute in this hat. And it was $3. It was $2.99. So I could not say no to that. And lastly, the last thing I'm going to show you is Kermit. Look at Kermit. Hello. Hi, Kermit. Kermit is a Build-A-Bear doll. He is also a puppet. He is a little, you put your hand back here. And he's wearing, well, his jeans keep slipping down. Like he's very urban. His jeans keep falling down. But he's got this little shirt, little jean shorts, and cute little sneakers. I believe he was sold without the outfit. I don't know. I've never had a Build-A-Bear. But I'm going to list him on eBay probably separate. His outfit, including the shoes, probably separate from the doll itself, because I've seen other people do that. But I got Kermit the Frog. Kermit and his outfit were $4.99. And I just thought he was so cute. I don't have a huge nostalgic connection with Kermit. I'm more of a Fozzie Bear kind of fan, but I couldn't not get him. So I'm going to break this up into two different items, the outfit and the doll itself, because he's in flawless condition. There's nothing wrong with him. There's not a speck of dirt or dust or anything on him. He's in great shape. Ta-da! That's my Goodwill haul. I know it's a really long video. I'm sorry. For the first day of Vlogtober, I'll try and make my other videos shorter. But I think before I let you go, I'm going to show you Eleanor. I don't want to say her name too loud because she'll get up, because she is super cute right now where she is. But thank you very much for watching my long video. If you made it to the end, let me know. Let me know if you made it to the end. And if you have not subscribed, feel free, hit subscribe while you're here. And if you thought you were subscribed, double check, because apparently people have been unsubscribed somehow. But let me show you Eleanor real quick. Look at Eleanor. Look at her. Look. Yes, buddy. Hi, Eleanor. She loves to be draped over edges, like she's like Salvador Dali's clock. And then we have Buddy up here, huh? Hi, honey. All right, looking at the pigeon outside. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.